Dimitri, here we are. The Premier League is almost here. Is this the things dreams are made of for you?
Definitely dreams that are coming true. I'm going to enjoy the whole experience of the Premier League. I'm going to give my 100% best. I've worked hard on the knee, so hopefully it can be something similar as World Matchplay.
Touching on the knee, it's been a whirlwind 6-7 weeks since the operation. One, yep. How is the knee? And two, was the UK Open and the Pro Tours maybe a little bit too soon?
It definitely wasn't too soon, the Pro Tours and the UK Open, because I needed to know how far I'm standing. And the goal at the end, the main goal was Premier League. So I needed to know if all the exercises that I've been doing on the knee have been helping me and that I've made progression. So besides that, I've actually played well at the series. I feel that I am playing really well. It's just results are still missing out. But the UK Open, the day before I had to play, I hurt myself on my knee on the back. So that wasn't helpful, and I couldn't play well during that game, even though I still give myself 100% because you don't want to lose your dignity, isn't it?
You say you hurt the back of it. Was that just overcompensating for the actual injury itself and the recovery?
Well, I've called up my physiotherapist and my surgeon, and I told them what happened, and they said well, that's normal. The hamstring that they've used to connect to the ligament in the front, that one is all the time stretched, and the muscle, because I've been using it a lot, has been in a stressed feeling. Then if you have a stressed muscle and then you stretch it again maybe overstretch it, then it feels like it pops. And they said it's all normal because your muscle is still trying to get into position, so it's going to be adjusted and you're going to be feeling comfortable about it. So unfortunately, it had to happen the day before the UK Open.
Are you looking forward to saying goodbye to that knee brace on TV as well?
100% I am. It's actually the feeling that now walking around without a knee brace, it's such a relief. It's been a long road. I've been walking around with a brace since last year, September. And now to be walking around without one, I feel like I'm reborn.
Your form as well since winning the match play. You haven't quite hit those heights, but do you think the game is close to getting back to the match play winning form?
To be fair, I am actually in now and then in games, I'm actually playing a whole lot better than that, but it's just results are leaving out. I know at the match play, there wasn't one game that I've averaged above 100. And this year I've already played a few games above 100, even above 110, and I'm just not winning them. And that's a bit, a tough nut to crack. But you know me, I'm just one of them that keeps practicing, keeps giving his 100%, and hopefully that will change.
Dimitri, we wish you all the very best on Monday, mate, and we look forward to seeing it. Thanks very much.
Thank you as well.
Hi, Dimitri. How are you?
All good, Mr. Lenning. Thank you.
Good stuff. You've not only had the situation with your knee and the operation this year, you've also had you've moved to the UK.
Yep.
So big changes in your life. Into the Premier League. It's a lot to take on in one big hit.
Well, the stuff that has been happening is stuff that was planned way ahead of us. So I knew it was coming. So the preparation for all of it was in small steps been made until the actual happening. The only thing that concerned me the most about the move was just getting across the borders, because you never know what they're going to say, what they think. I know this was an essential trip because I'm doing it for my job. So when we came at the borders, it was just a little bit of a stress place because my nephews were coming with me with a big fan to get our stuff, and that stopped us a little bit on the border. So when we passed that, my stress was gone, and then I was just get here and starting to feel home, which I'm doing, and we're having a great time. I'm practicing really well with Damon Hedda. So that also helps us. And it is a beautiful place that we have.
Do you feel since the match play last year that Dimitri van den Bergh has gone from the boy to a man in lots of ways in your career as well?
I don't know. I still feel that I have a lot to learn, especially about myself. I just am very curious to the future, that's for sure. I do feel that I have more belief in myself. I know that I can be a major winner because I've done it in the past. So in that perspective, I can like say to myself, Dimi, if you go there and you just focus on your game, you can win this tournament. But as always, you know me, it's first round. Like that's where you've got to start.
And do you feel like the Premier League is a really important yardstick for you now to see how far you've come?
Well, I am going to enjoy the whole experience and I'm going to give 100%. But let's just say it in an if way. If I don't get myself a few wins on my belt and end up last, I'm still going to be proud of myself because you're not just like that in the Premier League. You need to be successful the year before to be, first of all, how do you say that? Announced, have a chance to get into the Premier League. But now I am part of these 10 elite players, and that for me is astonishing on its own.
Listen, thank you very much, Dimi, and good luck next week.
Thank you very much.
Dimi, you talked about moving to England and practicing with Damon Hatter. Is it important to have somebody that you can practice with on a regular basis?
Well, it helps us, but before that, I was always just practicing back home. Now and then a friend of mine came over, or I practiced with my young brothers. But yeah, most of our practice routines, you've got to do it yourself because you always need to learn what kind of player you are, and you need to know where you need to put some more work in. But I reckon for me and Damo, it's going to be brilliant to the future. Like, obviously, we're just started this for like 1 week max, but I think for the future it's going to help us and hopefully make us even more successful on the tour.
You've achieved so much at such a young age in darts. Have you had a chance at any point to just stop and take into account what you've achieved at just such a young age?
I do it all the time. The fact that I've always built my way up slowly, like first get into the Pro Tour with getting a few wins on my belt on the development tour. And then I managed to get the first place and I get Pro Tour card. And since that moment that I've never lost it. So I think I have my Pro Tour card for the last 7 years now. And I've built myself up the rankings. So now that I am from spot 26 to all of a sudden spot 9 in the world, that's something for me that's gigantic. I didn't expect it to go so fast, especially not winning a World Matchplay on my debut. It's still something that is incredible and I will always be remembered for. But at the end of the day, you've always got to work harder for the future because you can see it in all the other players. The level is just raised. All of them are playing fantastic. And I'm losing with big averages. So it just says, or how do you say that? It's not me. It's not just this, but it shows that what I'm saying is correct.
Yeah. How do you think the Premier League format suits you? Because obviously you've got 5 days and then 10 days off and then another 5 days of Premier League action. Relatively short format as well, which we know you're good at. How do you think it suits you?
Well, it's a stage tournament. So for my own feeling, I know that I can prepare very well. And I know the day before who I'm going to play and at approximate what time I will be playing. And these are stuff that helps me a lot. I don't know. It just suits me. Give me a stage, put me in front of cameras and I'm alive. I'm home.
And you were saying just before we started recording, the dancing is going to be kept to a minimum, not too much dancing this year from Dimi.
Not yet. I'm still building on the strength of my muscles and I'm still working on the trust in my own leg. So as soon as I get that and I feel that I am back to me, then Dimi's walk on is going to be back as well.
All right, brilliant. Cheers for your time, Dimi.
No problem.
Dimitri, how's it going?
It's all good, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. McDonald.
Your debut season in the Premier League is just around the corner now. How are you feeling going into it?
Oh, I'm very excited. It's one of them dreams that's coming true. So I cannot wait to, enjoy the experience and get my face on that TV screen all the time for Premier League. It's stuff that players wanted to achieve. And I can now say on my checklist, Premier League, check.
Do you go into the Premier League with full belief that you can go and win it, given the level of competition that's been on display so far this year?
Yeah, definitely. I go in there and believe that I can win it. There is Yeah, no player so far that I can tell that I haven't won against. So it's just, yeah, it isn't. It always stays a moment sport. If it's your moment, you'll come out as a winner. If it's not your moment, then you just hope that you play incredibly well. So at least you still put a status there. But for me, it's going to be an experience that's only going to be bringing ups for me because, come on, you're playing again, like in the top 10, the best of the best. Can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, you've just mentioned it is the best of the best. The Premier League format this year is a little bit different. You've got a block of 5 nights next week. There'll be no travel up and down the country. There'll be no travel to the Netherlands, to Ireland. How different will it be? How different of an experience will it be for you, given there's going to be no travel, no fans?
Well, unfortunately, that's the situation we still are in with the pandemic. But yeah, it's still Premier League. It is still Premier League. So it doesn't change a thing. I know the crowd would love to be there. I would love them to be there. And I'm telling you, they are still missed because the crowd always makes tournaments like this more special and the experience even greater. But yeah, in my future, I just want to qualify for the Premier League again, so I can do all this traveling up and down and play in front of the crowds. So I hope I just get myself into the Premier League again and make this experience even more beautiful.
I must ask about your knee too. It's about a month and a half since the surgery. How is it feeling going into the competition?
Well, feeling good so far. I'm not over practicing it. I'm not overdoing my knee, not overusing it. I'm still careful and I'm working on the balance on the knee just without the brace. And to be fair, it's only 1 week, maybe 2 weeks that I'm walking around without a brace. And yeah, the trust is building up on the knee, and that's a good thing. Yeah.
Is that something that's going to be on your mind going into the tournament, that obviously you're not going to be wearing the brace? Is it something that's going to be on your mind, the knee?
I think I'm gonna forget that very fast because before that the brace was on the knee, and at some certain moments it reminds you on it. And I reckon if you're gonna walk without it, then you just gonna forget it. You've been walking around with a brace. But I'm gonna take it with me for just a bit of insurance. That what if I do hurt myself and I need to use it? So I'm gonna have that with me at the Premier League.
It is Michael van Gerwen on night one. What would it mean to you to get off to a winning start?
Well, if you win the first game, that's 100%. And who wouldn't take that for the first night on your debut in the Premier League? Yeah, I don't know. I know that I played against Michael already in the past, and I've won against him on the big stage, but I've also lost a few games to him. But then again, the Dimi back then or the Dimi now, it's a difference. I'm more experienced now, and I hope I can show that experience and especially the self-belief.
Dimitri, thank you very much for your time and best of luck next week.
No problem, and thank you as well.